Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the UltraRunning Magazine podcast. My friend and yours, she is the safety pin to my running bib. UltraRunning Magazine editor-in-chief, Amy Clark. Amy, how you doing?
Hello, Scotty. How are you? I'm good.
Solid. It is the end of summer is among us, and we have a brand new issue I'm so stoked about. Let's get into it for our What's the Issue?
What's the issue? It's brand new. It is our adventure running issue. And so we just got off a double issue for the summer, which was our trails issue, and now we're back at it. And so we've got some big race coverage in this one. We've got our fall shoe review, and we've got all you could ever want to know about adventure running. So
fantastic. Who is on the cover?
Ooh, this would be this would be Mr. Hayden Hawks, he was a third place finisher at Western States this year, but this photo is pretty iconic because it's his sprint to the finish on the Placer High Track in Auburn, California, chasing Rod Farvard, who finished second at Western States. Hayden was only 16 seconds behind Rod, and hence his sprint finish to the finish line. Yeah,
it was a crazy scene, man.
It was a crazy.
We're lucky enough to be there. That was nuts. I was just outside the track to see these two guys just screaming in. Hayden Hawks finishing in 14 hours, 24 minutes and 31 seconds. Holy smokes!
Incredible.
That's insane. That's a third place finishing time.
It is. Should be a winning time.
Yeah.
Any other race, it would be a winning time. Any other year, it probably would have been a winning time.
Well, this issue is, it's nuts, but this issue is just chock full of goodness that is sure to help you in your training. So let's jump into it. What can people expect?
We have got a great article from Jason Koop on how to design big increases in your training volume. I think Jason's always got a really good piece of advice right when we're looking for it when it comes to training or your running. And so he gives some just simple things that you can do to tweak your running plan, your running schedule, your training plan, to increase your volume without, overdoing it. So
yeah, he breaks it down into 4 important steps, and he also shares Katie Scheid's weekly volume from 2023 to 24. Katie, my goodness, who is coming off a hell of a performance at UTMB. Holy smokes.
Oh, that was a great win. I know. Just incredible. She's had an incredible year. And, you're looking ahead, it's like we start to kind of think about Ultra Runner of the Year and, look at the big finishes of the year. We've got a few more races, to finish out the year, but it's looking really good for Katie. So, yeah.
Hell of a summer. Way to go, Katie.
Speaking of the great finishes, Hayden Hawks also won CCC at UTMB. So that was also a very cool thing. Just as this issue was coming out, he also won CCC, which was really cool to see.
I love it. He's just he's been in the game for so long. For him to just perform at this level as long as he has, it's staggering. Really. Hayden, the man. Really need to interview him someday.
Yeah, definitely. We've also got a cool article that kind of talks about adventure running. And I'll go back to the rest of the issue, but Buzz Burrell talks about how adventure is waiting, and you can find it wherever you go. And he talks about examples like if you don't get into hard rock, you can always go do the soft rock, which is just a multi-day, fast packing hike around the same course that hard rock is on. You can do the same thing at UTMB where you hike around Mont Blanc instead of actually running the race. So if you're not, getting into these big races, there's other ways to do it and adventure, in your own time without racing it. So I thought that was a cool way to put adventure running into a good light. It's a different way to do things.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with a really good soft rock joke right now, but I just can't. My dad joke tank is empty. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right.
Thank you.
But I will expect a good one next time.
You got it.
Yeah. So Nick Tiller has his Q&A for Ask the Physiologist in this one. and he talks about running while, let's see, running, training and racing while pregnant, which is, always great advice for the women out there. Periodizing carbohydrates to match your training needs, which is also great advice, because I think that the whole carb to fat ratio, it's still a very people are still working on cutting their carbs during training.
Yeah.
And I think that more needs to be said about that.
That'll be debated till the end of time.
I know, I think so too. I agree. And then the next one is, how do I ensure that I eat sufficient calories for my needs while I'm training? So yeah. Great questions and great answers as always by Dr. Nick Tiller in this one. We've got a little courage and big mountain races and imposter syndrome. Oh my, from Ask Megs in the Maggie Gooderill's column. Just talk to me about courage. And, how do you run out in the wilderness with wild animals, creepy humans, all the things that are out there. And so it's a question worth asking, I will say, because I think even with the experience that we've had as ultra runners, it always tends to pop back up with a, encounter of a crazy thing that triggers some kind of fear.
Yep. The best offense is a good defense, and just always be prepared.
Yep, exactly. I ran into a snake it was last week, but it wasn't a big snake. However, it was really, really active on the trail right in front of me, and I didn't know where to step. And so that's where you kind of get a little freaked out. So, how to not step on our animal friends is a good one too.
Always good advice.
I really wasn't screaming about the snake. I swear it was just because it was moving around. That's what I'm trying to say. What advice do you have for building toward the ultimate goal of big mountain race? She talks about that as well. I think that that's also great for beginner ultra runners who, want to build and don't know how, and maybe they don't feel like they're ready, but maybe they are. So, and then imposter syndrome. Have you felt it? So that's always a good one too. Maggie
every damn day. Every day.
Every damn day. Gail Dutigny, who is our international ultra running international writer, writes about Marathon des Sables, which recently this year underwent an ownership change, and he talks about the legacy of the previous owner and the person who began at I believe his name is Patrick Bauer. My apologies. And how things have changed. So he talks about Marathon des Sables and what his experience this year with the new owners. So, we've got a good, recap of Western states. John Trent interviewed both Katie Scheid and Jim Walmsley and Rod Harvard, and talked to them about their races. Also talked about how the race played out this year. He is an incredible writer as always hits on the good spots. More than we might see outwardly with Katie and Jim. He dives in deep. So that was a really good interview with those two.
Yeah, it's a double feature when it comes to Western States coverage.
Yeah.
Tropical John Medinger also provided us an article.
Yeah, and John likes to hit the stats, and they satisfied the geek in all of us with all the times, and who from the lottery finished the fastest and all that. So that was fun. And then we've got race reports of San Diego 100. We've got race report from the Flower Moon 50K in Arkansas, I believe. Let me look here. Sorry.
Yeah, at Osage Mills State Park.
Yeah. I'm going to try to say this name in Oklahoma. Sorry, not Arkansas. Pawhuska. Somebody's going to correct me. I know that. but it's Oklahoma. So, and then we've got Bighorn in here as well. So it takes all the mountain runs and the summer runs, and we kind of fill this issue up because we, wait till September to publish it. So, but it's a good mix. I like it.
It is a good mix. Can you talk a little bit about Max King's article, filling in the blank spaces?
Filling blank spaces. Yeah, Max is one of those guys that if he sees a mountain or something, he goes to find out what it's all about and goes to climb it. Speaking of which, I will say Max King just won the Dragon's Back 6-day race in Wales. And that is a race that consists of 40 miles each day. So 240 miles total, and Max won it. He is incredible. Props to Max. Congrats to him for an awesome race. Just so cool. That just happened.
Baby. Way to go.
Yeah. No, he fills in his blank spaces that he sees on his map that he hasn't covered yet. So he'll take his, Strava map, heat map, and he'll say, okay, well, I haven't run over here, and I haven't run there, and I haven't run there. And he'll go and he'll fill in those spaces that have trails that he hasn't been on yet. So
great way to
that's his way of adventuring, and that's what he encourages.
Say yes to adventure. Let's go.
It's great. I did want to highlight a couple features in the back. One, which is we just put on the website so people who are not subscribers can go read it, but it is called Maximizing Your Pole Position by Jeff Kozak.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about using poles while ultra running and why and how to use them. And if you haven't tried them, Jeff encourages you to go check it out. So yeah, it's a very detailed article, and I think he dives into a lot of the research that's been behind what poles do when you use them, how they help you with your stride, and how they help you with your form when running. So they can prevent some injuries too.
Don't wait till race day to try and figure it out.
No, definitely give it some practice runs.
Do it. They could be too short. They could be too long. You may not know how to use them correctly.
He goes into all of that. Yeah, he goes into all of that, which is great.
Yeah, do it.
And then also, Jared Beasley wrote about running, a woman who's a bishop and loves running, and actually talked about Jasmine Paris's finish at Barkley during her sermon. And so he talks about her and her love for the running community, which was kind of a cool story. So
yeah. And I also understand we have the fall shoe review. What?
Fall shoe review. Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. We do. We have shoes from Topo. We have shoes from Adidas, Saucony, Hoka, Nike. I mean, all the brands. And we've got a good selection. Honestly, I tested them all, and there wasn't one that disappointed me. So, yeah, it's a good lineup this year.
Yeah, it's a good mix for sure. Some things I was like, wow, they're okay. Yes, they're here. Adidas making it work. Let's go.
Yeah.
And those Nikes look baller. Holy.
They are. They're great shoes.
Oh man.
Yeah. Just wait, just start to read a little bit more about them, and you never know. You might decide to go buy a pair. We'll see.
Go informed when you go to your local shoe store.
Yes, exactly. I did want to mention, so Erica Hoagland wrote about risks in ultra running, and I think it's a great article. Because I think every one of us at some point in our ultra running career has felt like we were in danger or could have been in danger, and so she talks to some people, including herself. She tells her own story about things that can happen out there, and how to be aware of what you might be encountering, whether it's health related, whether it's wildlife related, whether it's course related. There's just a lot of great information in there.
The part about the woman in Forest Hill, California, talking about the glowing eyes of a big cat on the trail. Oh yeah, man.
as editor, I will tell you that was a really detailed story, and I had to really cut back some of the stuff because of our limited space in the magazine. But it sounded like quite a doozy. So she learned her lesson for next time, which is great, but it's still, it's an encounter with an animal that you have no idea how you're going to react. And so it's fight or flight, and you just kind of do what you need to do. So.
Yep. Just really good firsthand testimonies about what happened and what to do if you find yourself in that same situation. Be prepared.
Right.
September is National Preparedness Month, everybody. So be prepared.
Did not know that. Awesome. Well, that's all I got for you. I'm excited about the next issue already, which is October, November, and we're working on it right now. Yeah, it's coming in hot.
Give us any hints, any little pearls?
I will say that we just had our reader survey, and folks, we listen to every single person who writes in a comment. We read them. We, talk about what we can change to appease, people's needs for the magazine, and appreciate all the love and support for sure. There was a lot of questions and comments about age-related running and how to write about that. And can you include more information in your magazine? Well, October, November is your magazine. You're going to get all the age-related ultra running content you can even imagine. So it's coming. We listen.
Awesome. That's great.
Listen. Yeah.
You spoke up and we listened.
Yes, awesome. We did.
Good for you guys. I'm happy to hear about that.
Yeah. It'll be a good one for sure.
Sweet. All right. Well, I can't wait for that. So until then, I guess.
Until then, Scotty.
Yeah. I'll see you on the trail.
Sounds great.
All right. Thanks so much, Amy.
Thanks, Scotty.
Take care.